Hello, my name is Justin Haskett, and I am a student in the Geographic Information Systems program at SAIT. This is an oral presentation on some research that I have done for my employer of choice when I go and do my practicum. So I just wanted to first start out a bit about me. My name, again, is Justin Haskett. My background involves working in the veterinary industry for about 12 years. I've now decided to do a transition into a new career. Information technology has always been something that I've been interested in, so this is kind of the next step of my journey, and that's kind of where I'm at today, from veterinary medicine, which is one of my passions, and to the next passion of mine, which is working with IT, gadgets, that sort of thing. Presentation goals are going to highlight my industry research, my employer of choice, and my conclusion to those two things, to my research and my employer of choice. About Midco, first we'll start off just with their mission statement and vision, which I believe are two separate things for this company. Their mission statement essentially highlights that they are there to provide or to innovate and provide up-to-date technology and service to their clients. And the service is fiber optic cable installation, networking to provide internet, cable TV, and phone lines. And then their vision, which is basically the bigger picture. They hope through this service that they provide, that they are able to give back to the community in some sense, and they have demonstrated that by raising money for foundations of various types and giving that money back to them. So the organization overview of Midco: they are a private sector company. GIS integration for the company actually took place in about 2008. And since then, they have kind of expanded their service. So with the GIS integration to the service that they provide of internet, cable TV, and telephone lines, they've been able to reach out to residential and commercial clients. The service that they provide, again, is highlighted there in terms of the coax and fiber networks and how they utilize that resource to provide internet, cable TV, and home phone. The GIS environment at Midco. So what I have done is I did interview their senior analysis GIS analyst. His name was Paul, and he basically told me in terms of the environment there is that it is a very team-oriented atmosphere, that they can provide on and off-site training depending on which sort of platform is being implemented or installed. If it's a larger platform involving more employees, then they do an off-site training session through a third party, but usually they can just do it on-site and on-job training. They have 3 positions in their GIS department: a GIS manager, a GIS analyst, and a GIS coordinator. In total for them, at this region, they have 17 members. So they have one GIS manager, they have 4 GIS analysts, and 2 GIS coordinators. Paul feels that each member has an equal impact. So the environment, like I said, is team members are of equal importance. They do a good job at utilizing the strengths of each employee to their fullest extent. They have chosen to use Esri software, which is ArcGIS Desktop, and the operating system and analysis queries are done through SQL. They use Windows, and they like this kind of approach because they do have multiple regions that they cover, and this is sort of the easiest way they feel to incorporate that service that they offer. The GIS development cycle is the next slide here. And basically, I just highlighted what the GIS influence is at this company. So how GIS influences what the company is able to do. It helps with their service capabilities, helps them meet market demands. They can provide custom networking for commercialized clients, and then customer support is also benefits from GIS because it makes their ability to reach their customers and help their customers more efficiently. When talking to Paul, basically this is the GIS development cycle that takes place within their department. So it had started out with the GIS implementation, and then there's data acquisition, there's data input, data out, then it works to spatial analysis. They do their QA and QC, then they have their data output, data maintenance, and then ultimately, majority of the decisions made at the company are data-driven decisions. So throughout this cycle, once they have reached towards the end, when they've got that information from the GIS department is when they make those decisions. And throughout this process is when they use different functions to gain what they need to. So for data input, they use digitizing techniques, GNSS and redline drawings. Ultimately, they use web applications for output. I just put that there for the input because it's kind of part of that process. In terms of data, they are responsible for creating their own data, but they also use open data that's available through the city or region that they're located in. Data management goes back to using Windows OS as their operating system. They use desktop versions at the office, but then when they have field technicians that go out, they use laptops. For most of their maps, they do utilize the imagery that Esri already offers. Their data is stored centralized or centrally for the most part. And in terms of how they provide QA and QC, Paul had told me that they have custom scripts written to help expose any data errors. So the data analysis, basically the everyday day-to-day function of the GIS department, involves data analysis and network designs. So this is accomplished by using SQL, Python programming, and overall just data manipulation with the options provided in ArcGIS or ArcMap. So those would be geoprocessing tools or the database statistical options. In terms of output, he said that they, at this point, they used to do hard copy and produce tables and charts in kind of a hard copy format, but they have distanced themselves from that now, just because of the way kind of technology is going, and that primarily now their output and the product that and the way they support the company is through web applications, because both the company and the client can benefit from that. So in conclusion, I would say that Midco is a great example of real-world functioning GIS in terms of having a GIS department within a company or an organization that provides support for the company as a whole. And this was demonstrated by, when I was doing my research, I noticed that in 2016, they actually had won a leadership conference award that is held at the Esri conference. And so Midco seems to really pride themselves on maintaining a standard within the GIS industry, and they're constantly trying to improve themselves internally and externally. Paul did tell me that there were certain things that could actually be improved on, which was little to none metadata is actually used to document stuff, to be the data about the data that they use. They could improve on that. But basically, in terms of a team environment and team atmosphere, they do great working with each other. So the reason why this was my employer of choice is because from the very beginning, when I read the mission statement and vision, especially the vision on what they stand for and how there is a bigger picture in terms of giving back to to society and to others, and having a pretty straightforward goal in mind is something that I think I would enjoy. I think that this, in terms of GIS and its relation to the industry of fiber optic cables and providing internet, phone, and providing internet, phone, and I'm going blank on the other one right now, sorry, is something that is important and is not going anywhere. So cable TV, that's what it was. Sorry. So yes, the importance of internet, cable TV, and phone lines. Or phones in general, it's not going anywhere, and it's a service that is always going to be needed every day. And I feel like it's a way that I could help contribute to the world and the way that it is going with the direction of the ever advancing technology and GIS utilization. So I look forward to, if it's not this specific company that I do my practicum with, maybe it'll be something related, and now that I have a better understanding of how it all works.